Welcome to Getting Started with Scala. After completing this lesson, you should be able to describe how to get started with Scala on your machine and outline how to start a new project in Scala. The Scala language has a website called scala-lang.org with a beautiful picture of Lausanne, Switzerland. To get started with the language, click on the download link on the front page, which will give you the option of how you want to bring the language down to your machine. You can download the language itself, which will give you the compiler and tooling around how to get started with the project. Or you can download TypeSafe Activator, a tool which is very good for helping you start with templates that show you how to do specific things with Scala. Once I've downloaded TypeSafe Activator, I have to decompress the zip file that has been brought down. In this case, I put it on my desktop. If I open the folder that was from the compressed zip file, you'll see that you have a folder inside of there called Activator, with scripts inside of it allowing you to run Activator on various platforms. If you are running on Mac OS X or Linux, use the Activator shell script. If you're running on Windows-based platforms, use Activator batch file. I start the Activator script, and that starts a shell session, which is going to figure out whether it has the most recent version of Activator, and then start a web UI. There are many templates inside of Activator that allow you to get started with various parts of the Scala ecosystem. If you want to just start learning Scala, you can select the Hello Scala template. Other templates include various parts of the ecosystem, such as the Akka concurrency toolkit, the Play web framework, and Spark for big data handling. We also have seeds, where you have a project starting point without any functionality already built into it. If I look at the tutorials and I search on Spark, a bunch of templates show up. I'm going to select the Spark Workshop template. I want to choose where on my disk this template will live. In this case, I will put it on my desktop in the Activator folder, and I press Choose. And then I press the Create button. At this point, all of the dependencies that this project requires will be brought down from various repositories across the internet. There could be quite a few, and this may take some time. However, it's a one-time cost. You do it the first time, and after that, it immediately loads. When you open the template, you'll see a new user interface which allows you to explore a tutorial about this project. It also has a view to allow you to see the code, compile the code, execute the tests associated with this project, and run the application if that's part of this template. The Spark Workshop template will explain to you what Apache Spark is, how it's used in Hadoop context, and has several examples that are considered canonical in the big data space, such as word count. If we navigate through the tutorial, you will see that we eventually reach a point where we are describing the various implementations of these applications. So here is an example called word count 2. Word count being the kind of application where you're counting the number of times the word the is used in all of Shakespeare's great works. Now, this is a very simple application. It's not that large. The comments themselves make up far more of the source code than the logic itself. And you can also execute the tests, so that one by one, the various parts of the project can be executed to be sure that they're implemented correctly. If we look at the code again, we can move on to the other projects, such as word count 3, the matrix 4, the crawl, which is the fifth application in Spark, the inverted index, and ngrams, which is natural language processing. When you're finished using Activator to get started, you can bring the source code down to your machine locally by clicking on this button right here, which will allow you to open the project in the IntelliJ IDE, or the Eclipse IDE, or down to your file system so that you can use it with Sublime Text, Emacs, Vim, or any other editor you prefer. After having completed this lesson, you should understand and be able to describe how to get started with Scala, as well as be able to use Activator to get started quickly with templates and seed projects.